What made you come there a month ago?
This year, let's stay here for like a month, and it's just been awesome, man. One of the coolest things that I've done since I've been here is I met a famous alpaca.
You met a famous
He's got like
alpaca.
an IMDb page and everything. Yeah. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
I'm doing great. Yeah, everyone says this, but I can't believe we're actually talking. I called him like 50 times.
I'm excited. I'm excited to talk to you too. What's your name, dog?
Thanks. I'm Nico.
Nico.
Yeah.
Like Nico Bellic.
Yeah. Let's go bowling, man.
Let's go bowling. Well, Nico, what's up, man? What do you want to talk about today on the Gecko podcast?
Well, I kind of wanted to, though I've been thinking about this for a while, like if I ever called in, I wanted to pay you a compliment. I know it's been kind of an emotional stream for you earlier today. You had the other call, but like...
Oh, sure.
I just find you so like wise and empathetic, and I love the way that you help people through their problems without any judgment. It's just super cool and super chill.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, man. But I don't
you.
want to make it, too crazy. I'm calling you
I
from
appreciate
Portugal.
that. You're calling from Portugal?
I'm calling you from Portugal. Yeah, I'm here visiting. I've been here with my girlfriend for about a month, and they're really, really fallen in love with the place. And one of the coolest things that I've done since I've been here is I met a famous alpaca.
You met a famous
He's got like
alpaca.
an IMDb page and everything. Yeah. If you've ever seen the movie Color Out of Space, the new one with Nick Cage, it's got a couple of alpacas in there. Those alpacas live in Portugal, and we were looking on, online, and we found this lady with an alpaca farm, and she's like, yeah, I've done some filming with them, with like Nick Cage, and she just casually dropped it, but obviously you can't just casually drop a connection to Nick Cage. So we asked about it, and it was those alpacas. It was pretty rad.
I'm curious more about Portugal too. So what made you want to move? What made you come there a month ago?
Well, I guess 2 years ago, my girlfriend and I were talking, and we were like, what would you do if you had all the money or just, the ability to do anything? And I said, oh no, fuck it. Let's just go to Portugal and live and work remotely and exist in Europe somewhere. And because there's a lot of talk about how Portugal is very welcoming with their immigration programs and stuff like this. And then we kind of looked at each other after I said it. We're like, why aren't we doing that? So we took a visit out here last year and really fell in love with the place. And so decided this year, let's stay here for like a month and make sure that it's a realistic thing, like to live in another country that you don't speak the language really. And it's just been awesome, man. It's been so just chill and beautiful, and Portuguese people are so wonderful and welcoming. Yeah, it's been an awesome experience. So we're kind of moving forward with that.
Where are you guys? Are you in Lisbon?
No, we did visit Lisbon, and Lisbon was awesome. But we're in a town, it was a city actually, about 3 hours by train north of Lisbon called Aveiro, and it's a place that doesn't have a Starbucks. So like,
what's it called?
Like that's a pretty good Aveiro, Aveiro.
Aveiro, Portugal. Oh wow, that looks very colorful.
Yeah, it's super like charming and quaint, and it's got like this beautiful old town, but with a 20-minute walk to like a proper city where you can, like do city things and eat ramen and go to the Indian spices store and stuff like this. I mean, they have everything. It's wonderful.
So I'm actually very interested to talk to you because I'm obsessed with the idea of like moving to a foreign country and like seeing what's up and all that kind of stuff. And I'm always like Googling around for places to go and ideas and stuff. And Portugal keeps coming up as like an affordable expat location.
Yeah. It's been great. As far as affordability goes, I mean, it's expensive to eat out every night. I'm sure we've been talking about going to Airbnbs and stuff. It's not cheap, but we've been cooking a little bit. Groceries are, reasonably priced. There's not a huge tipping culture, which is nice because I feel like, you go out and the person that is waiting on you is like getting paid properly, and there's not a pressure to be like, oh shit, I got to pay an extra 20% on top of this. Oof. So it's nice from that aspect too,
What do you guys do?
So I work for a software company, and I do like a little bit of consulting on the side. And my girlfriend, she's a medical assistant, but she's going to school for esthetician, like skincare. So the plan is, right, she'll open a business here once we get here, and
wow.
And I'll continue to work remotely, and yeah.
Holy shit! So your girlfriend's a medical. How does she work from home if she's a medical assistant? I would assume she had to be like at a hospital or something.
Well, she doesn't work from home. She works in a clinic.
A clinic in Portugal?
No. Back home. I live. Atlanta's home for us. So she works in a clinic there, and she's right here. She's really excited. Say hi.
Hi, Gecko.
Oh, hi. What's your name?
Here.
Hi, my name is Emily.
Hey, what's up, Emily?
Everything is good. I'm so excited that we were able to talk to you. We've been listening to your podcast for a while, and every time we're like, oh my gosh, we should call, and it's so exciting to be talking to you.
Oh, it's exciting to be talking to you too, Emily. I guess I'll ask you all the questions I was curious about. So you work at a clinic okay, so you guys are both you are calling currently from Aveiro, Portugal, but you work as a medical assistant in Atlanta. So are you like kind of taking a little sabbatical?
So yeah, so we don't live in the city. We live in Canton. And it's 45 minutes up north of Atlanta. But, if I say Canton, it's kind of like, so we say Atlanta. And, yeah, I work in a clinic, and it's an IV clinic. So, basically, we give infusion of vitamins and stuff like that to people. And it's been a new job, and very excited to learn new stuff.
Very cool. Very cool. And so you're going to open what kind of business are you going to open in Portugal?
So the plan is to do an esthetician program in the United States and be able to bring that knowledge to Portugal. So that will open the door to have my own business doing facials and taking care of people's skin.
Oh man, you guys are fucking awesome. That's so cool. That rocks.
No, you're
how did
awesome.
You?
We love
no,
you so much.
How did you two meet?
So it's a very cute story. So I was working in a paintball field.
But you're working in a sorry, you said a paintball field?
Paintball where they shoot the paint.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was working there for a while, and I started getting along with Nico's parents. Her mom, his mom, is very cool. So we are friends. And then I ended up a relationship, and one day Nico asked me if I wanted to go out for Christmas, but then that didn't happen, so we went out for New Year's Eve, and he cooked a traditional meal from my country, which was very lovely, and we haven't separated since then.
That's so nice. Where are you originally from?
I'm from Ecuador.
Ecuador, very cool, very nice.
Yes. Yes.
What was I gonna say? What was the meal that he cooked from Ecuador?
It's called pernil. It's a pork, and it's the way that it's roasted as well, and then it's sliced, And the way that we eat it at home is with like a sandwich form with a different type of bread. And then we put something that is called curtido, and basically it's onions, tomatoes, lemon, and that on top with a spicy sauce, and it's delicious.
How long you guys been together for?
This January is going to be 3 years.
Very nice. Very cool. Wow,
Yeah.
paintball. Paintball led to love. That's cool.
And
That's very
pain.
good. That's very good. Man, I'm excited for you guys. Do you guys know anyone in Aviero? Did you meet any crazy people? You got any like Kramer-esque neighbors barging into your house?
No, but everybody's very nice. We actually, in every place activity that we've been going, we try to talk to people and see like what they do, how they got here, even like tourists. And it's been very nice to hear from them, and then we keep in contact. Actually,
Cool.
last time that we came, we did a cooking class, and we got along with some other tourists, and we still talk to them.
Cool, man. Very cool. Are there any other anything else that you have planned for Portuguese life for the future? Like any things you want to do, or like other places you want to travel, or any of that kind of shit?
Actually, yeah, like Portugal is such an amazing little country because it has so many things to explore. Like the south, it's so much forest, and then the beaches are so nice. And there are so many things that you can explore, and yeah, we're just not thinking about that yet because we've been like going to place, and I don't know but yeah, definitely explore more the country and the other countries also in Europe.
That's cool. How old are you guys, if you don't mind me asking? I'm curious what stage you're at in life that you're doing this.
So Nico is 39. He's going to be 39 next week, actually.
Cool.
And I'm 28.
Cool. Fucking cool, man. That rocks.
Yes.
Man, are you guys gonna have a kid?
So we are planning on not having kids.
Really?
When we met, we talked about it, and we have very definitely perspectives of having a kid. It's not just being a parent; it's so much that comes with it. And I don't know. I don't think we're ready for that phase on our lives yet, or at all.
Interesting.
Yes.
What he say?
Things can change. Things can change. Okay, he's going to talk to you about this because it's been kind of like a long talk. So he's going to tell you his perspective.
Cool.
Hi. Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot, kids, right?
Yeah, sure.
It's a big decision to make, and then it's a scary world, I feel like. So it's hard. It's hard to know where you're going to be at that time. My sister's got kids. They're young, and they're wonderful. They're beautiful kids, but like they're a lot, man.
Yeah, dude.
And it takes so much of yourself
Yeah.
to be a parent. So it's hard to know, I think, if you're really ready for that.
Right.
So it's unclear. Leaning towards no, but there's always a possibility.
Well, thanks for telling me about your life. One of the reasons I like doing this I really mean this. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with my life, and so I like asking people invasive questions about what they're going to do with theirs. I'm just curious. I'm just like, because there's no roadmap to how to do anything ever. Yeah. So the only thing you can really do is like listen to how other people are navigating their lives and listen to your own brain and kind of take in that. It's cool. I love it. I love what you guys are doing. I think it's so fucking cool. To just get together with your partner and go to a new place and try to continue to expand and grow your fucking brain and life. I think that's really cool.
I mean, it's all about finding new life experiences and finding a community and contributing to it. And becoming part of something, so.
What's your name, Chris?
Miko.
Oh. All right. Well, this is basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, Nico, thanks for chatting with me, man. Do you feel like you guys got what you wanted out of this phone call?
Absolutely. I just wanted to be on the phone with you because it's, like she said, we listen to you all the time, so it's just cool to be a part of this community and this experience in another way. So thanks for taking our call.
You guys have a good one, man. You guys take care.
Thanks, man. You as well.
Bye, guys.
Cheers.
Bye.
Peace.
Oh man, those two have such a nice, beautiful life. That's so great. No, I really meant that. I ask invasive questions about things because, well, one of the reasons I think people listen to this podcast is to, for the reason I was just describing, is to like get, it's a little, you kind of only have your own brain and your own lived experience, and it's kind of nice to listen to what's going on in other people's brains and lives because it can help inform your own a little bit. I'd like to do that someday. Go to I went to Portugal. I went to Lisbon. I did a show there a year ago. But going to some random place to do a weird thing. I don't know why I'm phrasing it like that, but yeah, shout out to those people. They were cool. I was about to say I'm sorry I forgot that guy's name, but I'm kind of not, because if you went ahead, here's my thing about names and I've said this 8,000 times, but I'm gonna say it again. If you were to quiz me on that guy's life or that couple's life, if you were to write down a list of, if you were to quiz me on specific things that maybe they said about themselves, I'd get at least 50% on that. I don't remember what the guy said he did for a living. I would actually probably get a 40%. Here's the thing. I remember the vibe of the conversation that I just had. Whether or not, I remember that I liked those two. I remembered that I was inspired by them. I remember that I enjoyed talking to them. And I remember the general sentiment and vibe that they gave off. Even if I don't remember a name. But I do. His name was Nico. And I think her name was Emily. Or maybe it was Chris. I don't know. Hello?
Hello?
Hi, what is your name?
Walker.
Walker, Texas Ranger. What's up?
Yeah. Not much. Wait, is this Lyle?
This is Lyle. This is me. Hi, hello. Who are you? You're a Walker.
I'm Walker, but I'm dressed as Bob Belcher. I'm in my Halloween costume right now.
Oh, what are your Halloween plans?
Not much. Me and my girlfriend, we don't party, but we're going to hand out candy to kids. It's gonna be great.
That's nice. That's sweet. Do people still trick or treat, or has the world just gotten too crazy for that?
We were talking about that. I don't think people trick or treat anymore because of COVID. I think it's all trunk or treat now.
Where are you going to hand out candy to kids?
We live in Vermont, so it's little small town called Bristol.
That's cool. Is it I grew up in the suburbs, and there were all these cul-de-sacs, and it was, what's the landscape? Are you in a little town? Is it a suburb?
Yeah, it's a little mountain town, but we live on a flower farm right now.
You live on a flower farm?
I live on a flower farm. I work on the farm. Our season's almost over, but yeah, we live
really
in this
cool.
Yeah, it's this really dope house. We actually have to move in a few weeks. So we're really upset about it, but it'll be good in the long run.
Wait, tell me more about your life. You live on a flower farm in Vermont. Who are you? How did you become that?
I'm the Texas Ranger. No, I'm just I grew up in South Carolina, and I decided I wanted to be a ski instructor. So, like 3 years ago, I moved out to Vermont, and best decision I ever made. So now I spend my life doing seasonal work. I've been doing it for like 3 years. Sorry, I just got a little nervous because I just realized I'm on the phone with you, but yeah, no, I've been doing seasonal work for like 3 years. So I ski instruct in the winter, and I've been kind of like bouncing around from different jobs for like summer and spring and stuff.
Cool. What's a flower house? Like, you guys make flowers in the house?
No, we grow the flowers, so we like work on the farm, but the house is just like on the property. So when he hired me, he was like, "Do you want to live on the property?" And I was like, "Hell yeah!" And it's a really cool house. It has curved walls. We call it like the boat or the beehive.
It has curved walls.
It has curved walls.
Does it look
like
like a beehive?
It does look like a beehive.
That's cool, man. How long you been living there?
Not long, like 7 months. And
where are you guys gonna go?
We're moving down to like southern Vermont to teach ski. So I teach skiing at this resort called Mount Snow, and shout out Mount Snow. But yeah, so I've been teaching there for the last few years. So I want to move back down to go teach there. But I'm super bummed to leave this house. That's actually why I was trying to call you. It was like to debate if I should move or not.
Well, why are you moving?
Well, mainly just to ski instruct, because it's my favorite thing ever. It's like, I'm so passionate about it. It's like someone who grew up in South Carolina. It was like always like a fun thing. My parents like would take me for spring break and stuff, and I just like fell in love with it. So I was always like, oh, I want to ski instructor when I grow up, and I've just stuck with it. I really love it. So I knew if I didn't do it, I'd be like super depressed this winter.
And so you're moving to go do it?
Yeah. So we got a house.
That sounds. That sounds like a great idea. From what we were just talking about. Yeah, I'm so excited about it. It's just like, you know how like moving is, and it's so stressful. It's like, so I read a statistic, it's like the most stressful thing to do in your lifetime, and because young people move so much, we're like the most stressed out generation, which tracks, I think. That's fascinating. Is that the most stressful thing you do, is moving?
I think my best friend told me that, and she knows so much. So I trust her.
Okay, so you've got your sources properly cited. That's good.
Exactly.
I mean, it's stressful to move. That's why I lived out of Airbnbs for so long. I didn't want to fucking deal with it.
And moving furniture is the worst. We keep moving into furnished places. Everywhere I've lived for the last 3 years has been pretty much fully furnished.
How'd you meet your girlfriend?
We met at the ski mountain. Funny enough, she doesn't ski though. Yeah.
What was she doing there if she didn't ski?
She was, so we work in like the ski school. So she was kind of looking after the little kids and dealing with the parents, which is probably the worst job you can have in ski school.
Right. Yeah. What, how long are you living in southern Vermont for?
We have a year lease, which is the first time I've ever signed a lease longer than 8 months. Cool.
You sound like you're doing good. You sound like you've got a nice life just from where I sit. You look like you have a nice life.
I like where I am. Yeah.
Do you feel good every day? Do you feel peaceful?
No, that's the thing is like if I had if I could go back and like tell younger me where I am, like they'd be so excited, like this is awesome. That's like the best situation I could have ever predicted for myself. I'm living like cottagecore lesbian dream right now, but like still I wake up and I'm like, I'm not satisfied. It's like there's just like more I want to do, but I'm very happy with where I am, but I have a hard time living. Like you talk about it all the time. I have a really hard time being present and just trying to like live in the moment. Like I was listening to you today at work, and I was just trying to really like take in like, oh, I'm cutting these marigolds right now, and I'm like smelling them and like trying to take in every moment. But it's hard. It's so hard.
What was I saying? What was I saying?
I don't remember. It was the new one. It was the one you put out yesterday. When you were reading mail.
I know I am saying this to be funny, but it is also true. I always forget that I have a podcast where I say stuff.
Yeah, it is kind of wild. I've been trying to start a podcast with my friend, and I realized talking is just like really hard when you have to.
Yeah, talking is hard. Talking is hard. Talking is hard. I'm thinking about I'm thinking about a life. I'm thinking about a version of life that feels really, really, really easy. And when I'm thinking about it, it involves a lot of not talking. Like, when
a lot of listening.
Yeah. Or like a lot of like being around large groups of people that you're like included in, but you're not talking to any of them. That's kind of my dream. My dream is to constantly be in large rooms of people that like maybe that like I've organized together and who are all my friends and that I care about, and then just not talk to any of them, but just literally be physically present and drunk and just not saying anything to anyone, just looking around and thinking. But you're still there. You're still with people. You're socializing when you don't have to say a word. It sounds like a dream to me.
That is the dream, because like the vibe is already there. You don't have to like make it. You're just in it. Right.
There's nothing. There is an Onion article that's so funny, and it says something like 99% of conversations do not need to happen, and it's true. It's true. Most of the time, I
saw that Onion article. Yeah.
Most of the time, you don't have to. It is hard to talk. You ever just talked one-on-one to one person? It's genuinely so exhausting.
Yeah, it's what you do every day, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little different. It's a little different because I do it. I'll say that it is exhausting, but it's a little different because I do it in the context of recording a podcast, and I think that context, like, you ever like been at a party or something and you found yourself in a one-on-one conversation with someone?
Yeah.
Truly the most exhausting. Like when you're at a party and you're like standing, when you're at a party and you're like standing in a circle of people and you're not talking, but if you're standing around at a party and you're in a circle of people and you're not talking and you feel a little anxious that you haven't talked because you're like, maybe I'm like, you just feel weird about that. That's bad. But if you can get to a situation where you're in a group, you're standing at a party, you're at a thing, and you're in a group of people and you're not talking, but you feel comfortable, that's optimal. You know, it's like if you've ever been at a whatever, and you're just you one-on-one or talking to one person, and you have to keep thinking of things to say. It's just so exhausting.
Yeah, well, you also can't listen. I find that I feel like I'm like an entertainer sometimes at parties. Yeah. Like I love to talk to people, but it's a lot. It's a lot. But like we were just at a wedding, and like, you know, it was like a ton of fucking people. My social battery has never been so in my entire life, but that was also the kind of vibe where like if you don't want to say anything, you can just sit there, and I don't feel uncomfortable. So it's like, but I feel like you have to know the people. Like these are people I've been in social situations with for like a while. You know? Yeah.
I like it too. I really actually do like. Sometimes I'm in the mood. You know, it is exhausting, but it depends on my mood. Sometimes I'm really down to talk to people. I threw a little party at my house a little while ago, one time, and I was
yeah.
I stood in the corner and I didn't talk to anyone for not the whole time, but for just like 5 minutes, and it was the best that I felt because I'd gathered everyone into one room, but I didn't have to say, I didn't have to do anything. It was great.
Yeah, you just provided the space. That's
Yeah.
kind of the best situation.
Yeah, like I do my live shows and my tours and stuff. I'm trying to figure out a way that I can, like, how do I do a show? But not, my whole show is about like talking to people. I'm like, how do I do a version of it where I just don't actually have to say anything at all? Can I gather a bunch of people to a theater and somehow give them a good experience, but without having to actually do anything?
Yeah, it's like a riddle. I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
I feel like you could. I feel like, well, you could just show up to a place and sit there. And people could
I'm being like 70.
Attraction.
I'm being like 70% facetious right now. But, anyway. What's your name again?
Walker,
Texas Ranger. Well, thanks for this was, you know what? This was an easy conversation. This felt easy. So thanks for making this easy.
That's great. That's all I ever wanted was a chill conversation with you. So thank you so much for picking up. You took me completely off guard. I had just walked inside in my Bob Belcher costume, so did not expect it.
Well, enjoy whatever you're gonna do with that Bob Belcher costume.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
God bless you, Walker.
Thank you. Bye, Geck.
See you later. I don't have a Halloween costume. I have my Gecko costume, but if I went out for Halloween in my Gecko costume, that'd be really lame. By the way, I do like talking to people. I do. I don't think I would do what I do if I didn't. But it is undeniable. It is. Sometimes I'm like in such a. I mean, you guys know. Everyone knows what it's like to have different states of energy, and sometimes I really have felt times in which I was had just no energy to say anything ever to anyone, and then times where I was like, I'm a genius and I can talk to anyone, whoever, and it kind of oscillates between those two things. I don't know if it's like I don't know if I'm fucking bipolar or whatever the fuck, but like, it's just, I just feel like I always isolate. I feel like I'm always oscillating between, like, oh, I don't ever want to talk to anyone ever again, and then like, oh, I think I can talk to anyone. So I don't know. It's a weird thing. Hello?
Yo, what's up, bro?
Hey, what's up, player? What's your name?
Carter.
Carter. What's going on, Carter? How's life?
Honestly, pretty fucking great, man. Like,
Good.
I've kind of done everything, and now I'm just like, what the fuck else do I do?
Wow. I'm so excited to talk to you. You've done it. Do you mean for the day or just in life you've done it all?
Dude, like, I feel like I've pretty much done it all. Like, I'm like 31. I've gotten my master's. I have like a good job. I got a wife and 3 dogs, and I mean, I don't want kids. I play all the video games, I smoke all the weed, and like, what else is there now?
Oh my God! What, I don't know. What else is there? I don't know. What? Yeah, that's. What do you think the answer to that question is?
Well, I mean, I guess the only important thing for me right now is like playing video games. Like, I like fighting games like a shit ton.
Yeah,
I can say shit, right? Yeah, right.
Yeah, you can say whatever, man.
Yeah, well,
go ahead. Yeah, keep going.
no, I'm just saying I like play like a lot of fighting games, and I'm trying to get mastered rank in Street Fighter 6, and I don't know if you know about Melee. I don't know if you know about Rivals of Ether. That's a new game that came out. I'm kind of. Oh, okay. Well, I apologize. Shame on me for fucking assuming. But yeah, no, I'm like just grinding those, and after I hit masters on those, I'm just like, what the fuck else am I gonna do?
So let's get back to your existential crisis. Are you actually having an existential crisis? You don't sound like you are. You sound like you're doing okay.
No, dude, like I feel like I'm doing all right, but I feel like after like another year of just, I don't know, New Game Plus, I'm gonna start freaking out, man.
Yeah, you are kind of on New Game Plus. I mean, I don't know. I really do. Like my gut. Please don't take anything I ever say seriously, but my gut is telling me that you could just play video games and be nice to your wife and dogs, and then die, and you would get an A+ on your homework. You know. I don't know. Life is. I'm gonna talk about something completely unrelated, but still related. I was at Meow Wolf in Dallas. Shout out to Meow Wolf. Meow Wolf rocks. And I found this little book or something that was in the exhibit, and it said something like, "How can you ever be doing nothing when you are always being a being?" And I was like, that makes a lot of sense. You know what I mean? Like, the bare minimum of existence is not particularly hard. You went above and beyond. You formed what sounds... I mean, you've told me nothing about the quality of your relationship, and I've asked you no questions about it, but I just blanketly assume that it's going well. You have 3 dogs who all sound... All 3 of your dogs sound like they're not dead.
They're all right under my feet, laying down, kind of chilling. So I think they're happy.
You don't have a kid, then you don't sound like you want one. You have food, and everyone has food. Yeah, play video games and then die. I guess I don't know what else. You wouldn't be anything else you did outside of playing video games and dying would be just a bonus.
All right, that's fair. I'm trying to play guitar, but I kind of gave up on that because I'm fucking horrible. I'd rather press buttons.
Well, tell me more about your the crisis of New Game Plus.
All right, so I mean, I actually don't even know how old you are. I assume that you're like what, late 20s, early 30s.
I'm about to turn 27.
Oh God. Well, once you hit 30, you know, blah blah blah, it goes downhill. But no, like, dude, you hit like a certain like, you know, threshold where you kind of happy doing whatever. I've heard you on like previous streams and whatnot, but have you ever felt like you're on New Game Plus?
There's a lot. I actually don't feel like I'm on New Game Plus. I feel like do you want to? You know, I feel like I'm in like you ever play Zelda and like maybe you've beaten a couple dungeons and you're walking around the overworld map trying to find out what you're supposed to do next to progress the game. And you're just walking around Hyrule trying to figure out where are you supposed to go, what are you supposed to do, and eventually you get frustrated and you look it up on the internet. That's kind of what my life feels like, except I can't just look it up on the internet because it's not linear. So I don't feel like I'm in New Game Plus. There's a lot that I still desire. I don't think I feel good enough regularly to consider myself on New Game Plus. There's aspects of my life where I'm like, I don't know if continuing further down. There's aspects of my life where I'm like, I don't know if approaching this the way that I've been approaching it historically is going to yield different results. But no, I definitely still there's a lot that I want for.
All right, now, that's fair. I got another question, if you don't mind. I'm full of them at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're not on New Game Plus, is there like a point where you're like gonna get like a new expansion pack? Because I kind of feel like I'm ready for a new X pack at this point.
Am I gonna get a new expansion pack? That's a great question. That's a great question. I've been thinking about that. I feel a little stuck. But whether or not you get a new expansion pack kind of has to. I kind of, if I could, I'd put the game down for like a fucking second, and then come back. That's kind of
like
what I want.
Is that like being in a coma?
Yeah, maybe that's being in a coma. Maybe that's not being in a coma.
Do that.
No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be in a coma. Maybe that's just like going for a walk. Maybe that's what that is. But can you say your original question again? It was a good one. Oh, so expansion packs. Yes.
Yeah, the expansion pack.
A lot of that feels like it's mental. If you fully believe, I think that you have to have a lot of courage to add an expansion pack. You have to kind of code it yourself. You have to make a random weird you have to do stuff.
I got bored earlier in the year, so I started like running marathons and stuff, and like I've done like 3 half marathons and like 4 10Ks, and I thought that was gonna be like my X-Pack, but it was just like really, really bad DLC with like no content, like no in-game shop type shit.
Yeah. So that means that marathon running was bad.
No, it's not that it's bad. It's just like not fulfilling as, I don't know, getting stable in life, getting a good job, getting degrees, having like things that you love. I don't know. I just feel like at this point I could kind of like pass away and like, I don't know, they'll make a statue out of me for being mediocre at best.
What's your wife think about your life together? What's her? Does she have similar feelings?
She's like as accomplished and whatnot. So like that's all good and dandy. But she's kind of happy just like playing the last stage over and over again. Whereas I'm like, this game's bonk, bro. Like, where are the new mechanics?
Yeah. I guess, how do you reinvent your life? That's a very interesting question. How old did you say you were?
I'm 31, brother.
That's cool. Well, you said you wanted to play guitar, but then you didn't want to. What about traveling? Do you want to go anywhere?
Dude, I want to travel, but I feel like if I travel, like things are just kind of, like when you leave your home and then you go somewhere else for a long time and you come back and home doesn't feel like home. I'm afraid of that.
What do you mean by home doesn't feel like home?
Okay. When you go somewhere and like you experience a bunch of stuff and you're like, oh, I want to experience this all the time. And then, it's like kind of fake because you're going to come back and then you're sleeping in your bed that you slept in before you left. And you're just like, this isn't it, man.
You are thinking that you're saying that you might like where you go more than you like your home, and then the world will feel like your home instead of your home feeling like your home?
I think it's the inverse of that, where I like leave and it shakes up like my fucking rhythm, and then I go back and then I'm like, oh, my rhythm's all out of whack. This doesn't feel like it's how it should be. But then after a minute, it just kind of feels like how it should be.
Aren't you somewhat expressing a desire to have your rhythm shook? Isn't that kind of what you're talking about? That's the whole thing.
Dude, no way. I'm autistic. I like my rhythms. Like, I keep my melody at a steady pace.
Okay. All right. So you're good.
No, I'm chilling, dude. Like, I'm chilling, and that's like what's worrying me. I feel like I shouldn't be chilling.
That's it. Here's the it's funny because there's desire is so paradoxical in many ways, because I really do believe in that whole desire is suffering thing. But then it's like when you don't have desire, you start to desire, right? Which is what you're which is what I'm getting from you, is that you desire, but it's a paradox, because that's a desire. You then possess what you want.
That's kind of crazy.
Mostly
because I always tell people, like, dude, like, imagine when you were a kid and like you figured out like how to spell and like how to color within the lines. Like, that shit was fucking amazing. Like, you felt accomplished. And now you're just like, oh, I got to work on time. Oh, I fucking hate everything else. I don't know, dude. It's crazy. And it's not like I'm craving the struggle. I grew up struggling. Like, I was a very poor child. Like, I couldn't really speak until I was 12. A lot of speech therapy and shit. So like, the struggle is real. It's just I don't know. I think everybody should struggle like all the time.
You said you think everyone should struggle?
I think everyone should struggle like all the time. I think like getting above and out of struggling is the true accomplishment of life. Like, you're always fighting, if that makes sense. I feel like right now I'm like level 99 and I'm just killing shit.
Yeah. Well, why don't you help other people who you feel like are struggling?
Okay, so I thought about doing that. Ironically enough, I like wanted to be a social worker when I was, going to school, and I realized I don't like people. So like, I like
okay.
smoking weed, playing video games, and like,
Uh-huh.
I don't know, figuring shit out. And I don't know. I guess I'm just still trying to figure this shit out, brother.
Yeah. Well, yeah. By the way, not liking people, understandable stood. Shit. Yeah, dude. You're good. Just play video games and then die respectably. That's okay.
100%.
That's really
I'll
truly
do that.
okay.
While I'm dying, I'll think of this conversation. And but before we get off the phone, can I?
I want to
say,
just hold on. Before you say what you got to say, I hope
Hell
that
yeah.
in the
Go.
next, I hope, first of all, you're 31. I hope you live, I hope you live at least 40 more years. And I hope that 40 years from now, 40, 50, I'll give you 50. I hope you live at least 50 more years. And I hope 50 years from now that so many other things have happened in your life that are much more exciting than this conversation, such that you're not thinking about it when you die.
When else in my life am I gonna talk to a freaking gecko, man? Like when I'm
I don't know, but
that's-
there might be other things in your life that also happen that aren't just this.
Nah, dude. I've been listening to you for like years now. I've like maybe tried to call or text in twice, and also I'm so confused why people say you sound different on the phone. You sound exactly the same. Like you sound exactly the fucking same. It's ridiculous.
I interrupted you as you were going to say something.
Oh no, I was just gonna say like to you in the audience before you booted me off the line, so someone else who's more interesting can come and start talking. Like, keep doing whatever the hell you want to do unless it's hurting somebody or yourself, and then stop doing that immediately. That's it.
Mm-hmm. What's your name again?
Carter, brother.
Carter. I remembered it. Carter. Carter, I'm really happy for you. I mean that. I'm happy for you. I hope keep doing. I'm gonna try to borrow some of your energy.
One last question. If you're playing Rivals of Ether, who are you playing, dude?
I know what it is. I'm not. I can't name a single character. I only really play melee.
Okay, that's fair enough. I figured since you were a melee head, you would have at least been like, maybe in the realm of Ether.
I like the lion guy. I'll say that. I like the lion guy. I know there's a lion
Most
guy,
definitely.
and I like him. Take care, Carter.
See you, brother.
New game plus. Is that the key? I guess that's the key. The key. I wish I would have actually talked to him more about that idea that he said that everyone should be struggling all the time. Because I don't know. I don't know if I think that's true or not. I have no idea. I'm not God. I wish I was. I don't. I don't wish I was God. That's way too much. That's too much to be God. I'm perfectly okay. I think being mortal is a good gig. You get 80. If you're lucky, you get 80 years. If you're not, you get 12. And you could put whatever. You get what you get, and then you die, and then you're done. That's it. Your work over. If you're immortal, if you're God, it sounds oh my God. Nothing sounds more exhausting than being God and being immortal. I'd rather go right now than live forever. That's too much. It's also lonely. I think dying would suck more if not everyone did it. Like if you're listening to this and you're afraid of death, it's if you were the only one where that had happened to, that'd be horrifyingly sad if you were the only one. But you're not. You're part of a bunch of stuff, and so it's not good to be God. I don't know. I've been talking for too long. I'm gonna end this. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Hi. What is your name?
Alina.
Alina. What's up, Alina? How you doing, dude?
Nothing much. Very chilled day. I, hopped on your stream because I saw you were streaming.
Where are you? Sound like you're in a public place of some kind.
Oh, no, I'm so sorry. I am in my living room.
Very cool. Very nice. Well, Alina, what do you want to talk about today?
Well, actually, I went to go see you in Pittsburgh, and I was like I kind of had a little bit of a self-realization based off of one of your guys' prompts.
One of our prompts.
Yeah,
Go ahead. Keep going.
The guy was talking about how, his life was perfect, and it was kind of like,
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel.
Can I give the listeners some context to what you're about to talk about?
Of course.
So, I did a show in Pittsburgh at the Bottle Rocket Comedy Club. Shout out the Bottle Rocket Comedy Club. That place rocks. And this guy came on stage and he talked about how he basically was saying that he's like an alcoholic, but that his life is pretty great, and so he has no incentive to change. Would you say that's accurate?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, he was that's basically what he was saying. So tell me more about your experience listening to him talk.
Yeah, so I was like, damn, like I feel the same way. Like I only have one hindrance in my life, and besides that, I feel absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, I didn't have good I was kind of amazed by that guy too. I was thinking about his situation because he was definitely coming off like he was more satisfied with his life than I am with mine. And
right.
I didn't know and so I questioned it. I was really thinking about it. I actually was thinking about that guy a lot while I was on stage with him and a little bit after, because I was like, if your life is truly, but that's the question. Do you think he was maybe lying to himself, or maybe there was something we didn't know? I don't know. But you know what? I don't actually want to talk about that guy because he's not here and you are. So tell me about your situation.
Right. So, I'm currently in school and I work a part-time job, but, I have one problem in my life, and that's that I have chronic pain.
But your life is good other than that?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say, the problem with it, though, is, it definitely is a mental toll. Mm-hmm. And so I guess that's what I wanted to talk to you about today, because, feels great otherwise, but, it puts you down sometimes.
I do have to say, I think having chronic pain is different from alcoholism, because the chronic pain... Yeah, I would say that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Because that guy was like, I drink 7 beers a day, and my life is perfect, so I'm never going to stop. I think it's a little bit different from finding how to really enjoy life despite chronic pain. So I don't actually think those are remotely comparable situations. But I'm impressed. I'm impressed by it. Yeah, tell me more.
Yeah, so I've had chronic pains for about the past 6 years, and it's getting to the point where I'm a little snappy and I feel terrible. And just to preface, I did sign up to go to actual therapy, but I thought I'd call and get your opinion on it.
My opinion on what exactly?
On how you think you would manage something like this, where it kind of hinders daily life, and just how to stay mentally well with it.
Buddy, I'm so sorry. I really wouldn't. I was talking on the last podcast. I was talking about that guy Kendrick Norton Jr., who got his arm cut off 5 years ago in a car accident. I don't know if you listened to that,
right.
But That guy got his car cut off in a car accident, and I was like looking at his Instagram recently, and he was like smiling and enjoying life. And I don't have any advice. I have nothing for you because if that happened to me, I would just I would feel desolate.
Right.
Sorry, that's.
Yeah.
I don't.
No, you're good.
How do you deal with chronic physical? I don't know, dude. I had a cold last week, and I almost fucking had to kill myself. I mean, what kind of pain do you have?
So it's abdominal pain, and it's just like kind of like a knife stabbing you over and over again.
I mean, well, I don't know why you want my opinion on it because you opened to this call by saying that you're doing great and enjoying life. So I mean, I want your opinion on it. Well, how do you do it?
I mean, I'm pretty thankful for the things I have. So like, yeah, life is great, but then I feel so bad because I take it's more frustrating than anything to have the pain. So I feel bad because like I get moody and snappy, and my boyfriend has to deal with it, and my friends. So it's you know, it's hard because I'm a little bit of I get moody, I guess.
So other than that, I mean, you're doing good. I mean, you have friends and you have a boyfriend, and you're chilling, withstanding it.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I'm impressed. I'm impressed by that. No, if I have a little pimple on my nose, and I'm about ready to just cut the whole fucking thing off. So, yeah, I have a little pimple on my nose, and it's ruined my entire life. I have life plans that I want to get to, and I'm waiting until the pimple on my nose is gone for me. That's how much of a pussy I am when it comes to like dealing with any kind of pain or discomfort or sickness. So I applaud you on this.
I appreciate that. Yeah, no, because like, I think one of the biggest factors to the mental problems is, actually another thing from your show is the one guy was talking about having a, oh my gosh, what's the male opposite of a hysterectomy?
Endoscopy,
or not
colonoscopy.
That, but like, no, no, yeah, vasectomy.
Oh, vasectomy. Oh, yes. Okay, so also at that Pittsburgh show, somebody came on stage to talk about having a vasectomy. Yes.
Yeah. And so, you know, I'm currently in college, and I've gone to all these doctors since I had the problems, and I was like, dude, because it stems from my uterus. And so I said, if you have to take this out, because what I have is chronic, if you have to take this out, I am 100% willing. And unlike male doctors, they say, oh, no, like, you can't really do anything, like, you're too young, you might change your mind, stuff like that.
So, wait, so male doctors are more likely to take out the uterus than the female doctors?
No, like, women are less likely to be able to have a permanent change to their like reproductive organs than males. Like, males are more likely to get the yes. Women, it's like, no, your husband might want kids, stuff like that.
Have you tried to get your uterus removed?
Yes, I have, and they've all told me, no, you're too young, you're too young.
How old are you?
I'm 19.
I mean, did the doctors tell you that if you got it removed, it would get rid of the pain?
They said that it could help, and at this point, I'm like, I will do anything.
Well, shit. That's cool. Go Go see a doctor, and whatever the doctor says, that's probably cool.
Right. Yeah.
Do you take like meds for it?
Yeah, I do. The problem with that is like I am very against opioids because I understand opioid addiction. So it's not like the stuff they give me isn't very strong and it doesn't really help.
Well, well, this is I'm impressed that you're able to withstand any pain of any kind, and unlike the guy who came on stage in the Pittsburgh show, you don't have to drink 7 beers to do it. So, good on you. What's your name again?
Alina.
Well, Alina, is there anything else that you want to say to the people of the computer, or anything at all before we go?
Ooh, if the dear guy from Pittsburgh is watching, he did a great job.
He did do a great job.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for calling, Alina.
Yes, thank you for answering. Have a good one.
You too.
Bye.
If it'll get rid of this pimple on my nose, I will also get rid of my uterus. I don't know if anyone knows a doctor that will be willing to remove my uterus to stop my nose pimple. By the way, for reference, the deer guy that she was referring to, I'll tell this story. There was a guy in the comments section of my YouTube channel. Shout out my boy Leon. This guy comments on one of my YouTube videos, and he says something like, "Hey man, I started doing stand-up comedy very recently, and I started doing this bit where I dress up like a deer and I tell deer jokes. And I saw you're coming to Pittsburgh, and I was wondering if I could open for you." And I didn't look at any of his YouTube videos beforehand. I was just like, I was like, zero vetting. I responded and I was like, absolutely. Of course, random person from my YouTube comments, you can absolutely open for my show in Pittsburgh. And he came, and he did the show, and he was actually really fucking good. He was really fucking good. He honestly, I'm not saying this like, I really mean this. I think he did better than I did. I genuinely like when just crowd reaction, he did better than I did. So we are 1 for 1 on putting our faith in people from the YouTube comments. So shout out Leon. Shout out the dear guy. Hello folks, it's Lyle here. That's the end of this episode, but get this, I'm releasing a bonus episode this week. That's right, an entire extra hour of the podcast that you can listen to by becoming a premium member of Therapy Gecko over at therapygecko.supercast.com. Supercast subscribers get access to bonus episodes. They get a completely ad-free podcast feed of the regular show. They get recordings from my live shows, members-only streams, and they help support my ability to continue doing this podcast. So here's a clip from this week's members-only bonus episode. So you went to art school for 2 years, and then you had to leave. Why'd you have to leave?
Main reason I'm going to be blunt with you is money. Holy shit. That stuff
that's
is
a great, that's by
expensive.
the way, a great reason to leave art school. No shade on the arts, but a little shade on art school. Cause look man, if you want to be an artist, you can learn how to be a great artist just on the fucking internet. You know, you don't need to give some fucking douchebag $200,000. Anyway, I mean, you are done with that now. Are you in any debt?
Oh, yeah.
How much?
It's not
debt?
great. What is it like? I want to say at least 20 to 30,000.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's not great.
I've heard worse numbers. If you want to hear this full conversation, you can sign up to become a premium member at therapygecko.supercast.com or find the link in the episode description. That's therapygecko.supercast.com. All right, I have nothing else to say.
Therapy Gecko's on the line, taking your phone calls every night. Therapy Gecko's doing it right, he's teaching you how to live your life, but he's not really an expert.